Let's get naughty indeed, guys. Welcome. It's the end of Monday. We got 2 football games happening. I don't have the games on right now, so I won't get too distracted. How's it going? Good to see everybody. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share it, if you're watching this. Share it, comment, do all the things that helps out the algorithm. Hit that notification bell too. Do all the things. And of course, if you want to become a member, you can become a member. We do a members only stream on Wednesday. We have a little fun with that. And then of course with the Patreon, every Monday I do a post show. Throw it on the Patreon. So go ahead and check that out. And thank you to all the patrons out there and everything. So who's out there, huh? Talk to me. Hey, look at this. Right off the bat. Clone Avenger, thank you for the $10 super chat. Can I get a Raiders? They're playing the Chargers, right? In about an hour? Yeah. Chiefs are 0-2. The Chiefs are defeated. Seems like the refs don't like the Chiefs too much this year, huh? Raiders win tonight, and it puts them in the first division for the division. Also, rewatch The Island. Still a great movie. Hey, The Island's a good one. Okay, if you haven't watched The Island, Michael Bay, do yourself a favor, watch that shit. What's going on, Arkham? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, we got Eye of the Stone podcast right here. Hey, Dave, sipping some Monday Mead? I forgot exactly how that's pronounced, but I still need to try that. Cheers to a good week. We are officially cooking. Yes, officially cooking. There's, I'll just tease it. Got a little collaboration going on right here. So, won't say what it is, but it's going to be a lot of fun. That's for damn sure. So, just a little tease right now for something that's going to be, like I said, fun, and it's going to be interesting to see people's reactions to it. So, good to see you. Good to see a barbecue. I see the night hello. Interesting. Well, I see you too, barbecue. Something, interesting. Hardboiled, Mr. Eric, how's it going? Hopefully Paramount makes, like Sony owning Columbia or MGM still use the, they would never get rid of the WB logo. Whenever doing something with legacy WB franchises, they're not going to get rid of that. And like I said, that was all just, speculation. I mean, it's all weird. I was watching something today because, sometimes I go through, I go down some rabbit holes, and there's some interesting things that I was going, but I'm not going to talk about that, because some of it requires putting on the tinfoil hat, and I was going, there's something, I don't know. Yeah, just the way things have been in the past couple of weeks, I tell you. Let's see, America is winning. Well, depends on, I guess you could talk about when it comes to NFL. Because Kansas City is 0-2. I guess Mr. Travis has gotten cursed by Taylor, and Patrick is still moving. And guess who's not cursed? Guess who got married already and who's not cursed? That's Mr. Josh Allen. That guy's not cursed, So, just saying. Mr. Haley Steinfeld, what's going on, Dell? Good to see you, buddy. Always great to see you. We got Monique right here. Happy Monday. It's Chuck Steak, golden mashed potatoes, and gravy kind of night. Love that. That sounds amazing. Don't sleep on Chuck Steak, everybody. Chuck Steak can almost be better than a prime rib, and it's cheaper. It's pretty much, if you were to look at a Chuck Steak and a ribeye, sometimes they could look pretty similar when it comes to those. I mean, that's what's so funny. A Chuck Steak is cheaper than ribeyes, but yet they're almost the same. Just the way that they look, and like how the fat is and how it marbles and everything. I tell you, don't sleep on Chuck Steaks, man. Chuck Steaks are good. And if you're looking to get a good steak at the store, get a Chuck Steak. You don't want to spend, you probably spend twice as much on a ribeye or a little bit more. You get a Chuck Steak. I tell you, it's a good bargain. What's going on for you, Jason? Nice to see you. Jaden McCray. As a Bengals fan, I'm glad we are 2-0, but now Burrow is out for at least 3 months. Yeah. What is up with that kid? He buys Batmobiles. He dresses up funny, and he gets hurt. Yes. I just when I was watching the Monday Night Football game, they were talking about how he tore some ligaments in his toe, and I guess he something in his ankle too, but he got that serious turf toe going on, which is just a funny thing, turf toe. And so he's going to be out for like 3 months, or there's a chance, because he's going to have surgery, there's a chance he's out for the rest of the season. That's just insane, man. D-Man, what's happening? A crazy past couple of days, crazy past year, if you think about it. But there's been, the past week has just been absolutely crazy. It really has. Jacob, more bounce to the ounce. Interesting. That should be on a t-shirt. Is that on a t-shirt? Is that a song? Because, there's something very poetic about that, I will say. So I like it, but good to see you, man. Sorry I'm late. How dare you, Ryan? How dare you be late? How dare you be late? Oh, trust me. Like I said, I might have to bring back my Sunday night Patreon, podcast that I used to kind of do where I just didn't talk about movie stuff. I might have to bring that back. And I start going down like these rabbit holes, because there's some shit that's, especially with the past week. I tell you what, Travis Kelce is having his Tony right. I need 25 points from the Bucks running back. Oh yeah, my fantasy's not looking good this year. It's a Zap song. See, I'm so out of touch. I don't even know who Zap is. I think I've heard of them, but I couldn't. If I heard a song right now, I would not know exactly what the hell you were talking about. So. But, I might have to, but, sometimes you just go down some rabbit holes. You just do. Because, I think there's always more to the story when it comes to everything, especially when it comes to recent events. Of course, naturally, we're all just, people are just doing this, pointing on the other side of the aisle. But I think there's just a little bit more, and I've always been like that, too. Man, when I saw Loose Change, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, when I saw Loose Change, I went, oh, man. And then, of course, you can go down the JFK route. Conspiracies are fun. Some of them are outrageous. Hell, I even like going down flat earth rabbit holes. I don't believe it, but it's just fun. And it sounds like a sci-fi movie that I'm like going, yeah, why not? Why not? And I'm not drinking a beer or seltzer. This is a Pellegrino. Sometimes I got to give the liver a break a little bit, right? Anyways, all right. Well, good to see you guys. We got Antonio Films right here, 80s funk group featuring, is that who that is? Okay. Oh, okay, cool. And then, of course, we got Stephanie. All right, good to see you. Good to see you, Stephanie. We also got Game City Savior, who's now Glory 8. Nice. Cool. Well, again, guys, hit that like, thumbs up. Do all the things. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. Spent time with the family. On Saturday, all day. I was gone all day, and I think I mentioned it because my Uncle Butch, I told you guys that he passed away a couple of months ago. So we were doing like a celebration of life at my cousin's house, and it's always a fun time there. And they had a whole setup, catered barbecue, champagne, all kinds, and a lot of people showed up. So it was great to celebrate my uncle's life, which was good. And of course, a lot of people had great stories and everything about him. So, but of course, naturally, it was like, holy crap. It was a long day of, It was one of those where Sunday, I struggled to get up. Good thing I don't go to church. Yeah. But I was struggling on Sunday. But then I just relaxed and just kind of chilled. And then, of course, you get rid of the hangover. You feel better. Nothing like a breakfast burrito after you've had like a really bad hangover where you've done that. Your stomach's completely empty. And finally, the headache, your head starts clearing. And then you're just hungry and you just get a breakfast burrito that is just, chorizo and egg breakfast burrito that I got at this Mexican restaurant right around the corner from my house. It was perfect. Fucking football playing, watching the Niners game, and eating a breakfast burrito. Sipping coffee. It was great. Absolutely great. So, I just looked out and studied. Israel took. I'm not gonna lie. I might have went down a rabbit hole on that and kind of went, I don't know. Stephanie, yeah. There's some interesting. I don't know. Sometimes you just go down, you just see a video and go, "What is this about?" Oh, what is that about? I don't know. But again, I don't know. I don't know shit. I'm just a dummy. I just like to fall down rabbit holes, and I don't know if they're actually true. Conspiracy theories are true or something. Who knows? They're just fun. All right, enough with that. Again, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. And let's get to talking. Let's go to the tweets. Oh crap! Did I just do that? I totally just did that. It's all good. Let's go to the tweets. All right, what do we got to start off with? Oh, breaking news, guys! Holy crap! Breaking news. We got another one.
Explode!
You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. It's like a total exclusive right here. I mean, I didn't see it coming. I wasn't sure if he was going to return. But it is happening, guys. Scary Movie 6. Marlon Wayans will return as Shorty in Scary Movie 6. What? Are you kidding me? You mean the guy who's been talking about Scary Movie 6 coming back is going to return as his character as well? No shit. He revealed this. Last Friday to Entertainment Weekly. Holy crap, man. Would have never guessed. Turn off the music. But anyways, so yeah, I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, no shit. But maybe, I don't know. I didn't actually, I did one of those things where I actually didn't read the article. So maybe there's something in there where it's like, maybe this is an old interview, or I don't know. But it was just kind of funny. Stephanie. I think Stephanie, we shared our love of conspiracies, and I'm right there with you. Oh man. Anyways, okay, enough of that. Oh man. So it's been a little bit. But especially with Peacemaker coming out and the DCU moving along and everything, and I was kind of wondering, especially when it came to the whole Rick Flag Jr. returning. Of course, Joel Kinnaman showing up in that episode of Peacemaker, episode 3, which of course wasn't the same Rick Flag, but of course at the beginning it was supposedly kind of the same Rick Flag, but is it canon to, of course, David Ayer's Suicide Squad? Now, I don't think it's exactly that, because it's another kind of alternate reality slightly. I mean, obviously, the reality that Peacemaker goes to, where he interacts with Rick Flag, I mean, it's just a whole different kind of reality. We already know where that reality is kind of going forward. But David Ayer decided to chime in when somebody posted the clip when it came to, I guess, I think it was like the little fantasy thing when it came to, and when it comes to Deadshot and Batman, and when it comes to the scenes and everything. And, obviously that third act got ripped to shreds. When it comes to what David Ayer wanted and what WB wanted, it's different. Like Studio Squad is what, obviously everybody calls it. That ending is not what was supposed to be. I mean, there's probably some similarities, but it wasn't going to be a lot. I mean, and Diablo was still supposed to be there. There's a lot of things, and hopefully maybe one of these days we'll actually see it. But David Ayer did chime in when somebody was posting that little clip right here, and this is what he had to say. Wish you could see the scene as shot. There's a lot going on. It's rich and emotional. Perhaps by arresting her father, Batman believes he's sparring her worst trauma. Or perhaps with his own traumatic past, Batman is doing what many hurt people do. He's leaving wreckage behind him without being aware. Batman has always operated on the edge. Does he fight and arrest bad guys to protect his wounded inner child? Is he just reenacting the past from an unhealthy place? I love this kind of debate. So basically, I mean, and there's a lot of people that were kind of going like, why would Batman go after Deadshot in front of his daughter and all this kind of stuff? And there's a lot of that. There's some of that discourse out there too when it comes to even that scene. And then of course when it comes to the little fantasy scene at the end, which is that little clip right there, obviously that was different as well. But yeah, just kind of, and I know like apparently the script got leaked. I know somebody was telling me that. People were sending me messages that, oh yeah, the David Ayer Suicide Squad script leaked, but I heard like, no, it wasn't actually that, or it was, I don't know. I didn't really look into it because I'm just kind of going like, who cares? I mean, it doesn't seem like it was something. I was looking at some of even like the handles out there that are really covering Ayer cut stuff. They weren't really talking about it. I don't know. It's just a lot of weird things when it comes to that. But anyways, it was nice to hear, David Ayer, because you know what? This is always going to be that movie. Until it comes out, it's always going to be that movie it's just going to always keep David Ayer up at night, It's always going to be that. That was like it was a project that he was like near and dear to his heart. He thought he was like doing something pretty special and unique and different. And obviously Warner Brothers and all them wanted to turn it into a Deadpool / Guardians of the Galaxy, which is really dumb, that those people had time, but hopefully we get to see that full thing. But okay, is barbecue being a little, yeah, I'm telling you, that's that guy. It's my little trolling, spamming stalker guy that keeps on changing his name to different things. So yeah, thank you moderators. We've got more moderators out there. Tim Meadows should be in every episode of Beefmaker, Blathmaker. Blathmaker, that's funny. Yeah, I guess we'll wait for that for the trailer portion, because yes, it seems like the new thing for Film Junkie Live, guys. It's just, hey, let's watch and discuss some trailers at the end of the show. So yeah. Anyways, keep on going. All right. Nope. Okay, here's a fun one right here. War of the Worlds, guys. Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. The War of the Worlds that came out on Amazon Prime that everybody was talking about, and it actually got a lot of views because it was so bad that people had to actually stream it just to see how bad it actually was. And I watched it. You guys know I gave my little review of it because I couldn't help it. I love alien invasion movies. I've watched all the War of the Worlds things. Maybe not. I think there was like a show that they were trying to make it into at one point. I didn't watch that, but you know, the movie versions, I know there's a few different versions. The Spielberg and Tom Cruise version of War of the Worlds is superior. It's the best one. But of course they try to do something different by, of course, having the War of the Worlds story told through a computer screen, and it was going to star Ice Cube, which there's just red flags already everywhere. And of course when you see that trailer, it looked terrible, and then when you watch the movie, it's even worse. It's even worse. But it's funny because finally Ice Cube had to chime in on it. And you know, Ice Cube just could have just been like, yeah, it's a shit sandwich, whatever, moving on. But of course, he did that thing where it's like, it's not my fault. Not my fault. Ice Cube says that War of the Worlds was shot in 15 days during the COVID pandemic. The director wasn't there. This was the only way we could shoot the movie. What the fuck are you talking about, Cube? What are you talking about? The whole concept is that way, I thought. Did the concept just come about because of the pandemic? So they were going to shoot a completely different War of the Worlds movie? But because of the pandemic, they're like, we got to shoot it like this? Director wasn't there. Well, he was probably zoomed in, right? Isn't that what was happening? See, there's like, I didn't, obviously didn't hear the entire quote. I'm just reading it right here because it was on a Twitch stream or whatever the hell from Kai, whatever the hell that guy's name is. You know, that Twitch guy that does a lot of streaming. It was on that stream, so I didn't watch the clip. But I'm just kind of going like, okay, so if the director was there, you would have given a better performance? No, you wouldn't have. Yeah, no. Sorry, that was my best impression of him in that movie. No, it just wouldn't have been any better. Just suck it up and say, yeah, that was a shit sandwich. It was bad, badly casted, badly written, badly directed. Everything was bad, okay? But at least it'll go down in history as one of the worst movies ever. And a lot of people watched it. So, hey, whatever. You're going to get mocked for it. It's okay. That's what happens, man. It's all right. It's all right. Anyways. It's just so funny. It's just say like, yeah, it was crap. Whatever. Moving on. All right, guys, I got an image to show you, and just, I'm going to show you this image right here. And all I'm going to say is like, hey, you know what? It's just some things to look at, all right? You heard me. Some things to look at. Womp womp, ba-dum-bum, psh. Obviously, if you know what I'm talking about, I'm emphasizing some things to look at, but I always forget his name. The new guy who's playing the Thing, but of course Michael Chiklis. I saw the image; they were together. It was both actors who played the Thing. I'd always forget his name because he's got a unique name, and I always me, I'm bad at names, and I totally forgot. But new Thing actor, old Thing actor. Obviously, Michael Chiklis. But anyways, I just thought, womp womp, ba-dum, psh. Yeah, people had fun with it on Twitter. Anyways, okay. And then check this out, guys. 50 Cent. 50 Cent putting in the work. Putting in the work when it comes to him being in Street Fighter and playing the character Balrog. That's right, the boxer character in Street Fighter. Now, I'm curious about the Street Fighter movie. It seems like they're taking it pretty seriously. Like they're just kind of going, we just got to do a Street Fighter movie and have everybody look like the characters. We just got to do those things, and they have to have their special, hopefully they have their special powers and everything, their moves, because that's what's near and dear to everyone who loves Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 took the world by storm, to the point where Street Fighter 2 literally had, I don't know how many freaking spin-offs, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter, yeah, it was all, I remember they just kept adding on to it because it was such a phenomenon, and it eventually went to Street Fighter 3, but it was interesting. But we got 50 Cent right here showing him training, and he looks like Balrog. Doing some jump rope, but he's got the freaking haircut. He's got that Balrog haircut. Copyright. Yeah, I should probably think about that. No, man, probably going to get that one. But yeah, there he is right there, just doing some jump ropes in a sweatsuit. But I'm just sitting there looking at like that face and that haircut. He looks like the character. Balrog right there. Look at right there. He's not as big, of course, unless, you know... Okay, don't do it again. Unless, unless he was going to get on some of that Dwayne Johnson juice, he ain't going to freaking get that big, but he's going to be probably pretty ripped at 50-something years old. That's what's so funny, though. He's like in his 50s now, isn't he? Isn't 50 Cent now 50? Yeah, so he's up there, man. And I'm just kind of going, all right, fine. That's cool. You guys want to see a comparison from the old and the new when it comes to Superman and the costumes, and kind of see, like, I don't know, it's kind of funny because I don't know who took this picture, but apparently both the costumes, which is interesting just to see them compared to each other on mannequins, kind of interesting to see the old and the new, and just kind of like going, interesting, because, I mean, I will always forever go, Cavill's costume was just, I don't know, there's something about it. It's very just sleek and just super sexy. But when it comes to these ones, there's something, it's something interesting about it. But I mean, look at the difference in height. And I'm just kind of going, Christopher Reeve, was he at like really that? I mean, I know David Cornsweet's tall, but I mean, look at the little height difference right there, just next to each other. But just shows you how pretty big David Cornsweet is. I know Christopher Reeve is pretty big too, but I don't know. I was like kind of trying to remember how tall he was. I know Cornsweet's like what, 6'5"? He's just a big old motherfucker, man. I tell you. But those are the two costumes. Two costumes that were like propped up next to each other. And it was just like going, I was kind of just marveling. And a lot of other people were going, oh yeah, he is that much bigger, isn't he? Jeez. He a big ass motherfucker. Oh boy. And then here we go. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to show the video because we don't need to see the video. Why are people like this? I don't know, but hey, people are like this. There's a lot of mental illness in the world, a lot of mental illness when it comes to America. That's for damn sure. And over the weekend, this piece of shit right here got what he deserved, big time. But it's just, you just go, why? Why? A man in an AMC theater in Arizona urinated in the middle of the Dragon Slayer movie and splashed it on a kid sitting nearby. A group of people in the same theater beat him up to a pulp out of his seat until he could no longer stand. So good on those guys for just like when he was doing this, they just freaking started wailing on him. I mean, you've probably seen the video. I mean, they're just like beating, but there's the gentleman right there getting arrested, of course. Good. But it's like, what the actual F, man? What the F? It's just, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Cannot believe that. I mean, didn't we just see like that there was like a video of some dude at a corn concert? Apparently he thought he was at a porn concert. But, he was at a corn concert and he just whipped it out and started, doing the deed. And then eventually somebody came in and just hit him in the side of the head, and then he finally got dragged out. what is going on with people what is going on up here where you think things like this are a good idea? And it's like, is it some gooner shit? I mean, what is it? I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, what is, so terrible. People are gross, man. Ugh. But he got what he deserved. He did. He got what he deserved, at least. So that's good. All right. I think this might be the last thing. Not the last thing. Not quite. James Cameron. It's time to just walk away. Walk away. Nothing. Matt and Tomlin did a good job on bringing something fresh and unique to your Terminator franchise when it came to Terminator 0. You don't need to try to make another movie. Stop it. You make 17 more Avatar movies and whatever the hell you want to do. Stop trying, because this will be the third time that you are trying to help Terminator be a thing again when it comes to having like a new trilogy of movies. Okay? This needs to stop. But James Cameron talked to CNN about him writing, and he's having trouble, shocker, writing the next Terminator movie. I've been unable to get very far on that. I don't know what to say that won't be overtaken by real events. We are living in a science fiction age right now. Yeah, just wait a couple of years, and when you write Terminator 7, it's just going to be based on true events. Because that's what's happening. Okay, we're going to find out that Elon Musk is a robot from the future, and he came back to create more robots and take over the goddamn human race. That's actually not bad. You could take that. You could take that. He kind of looks like he's like a weird kind of out of shape Terminator. He kind of looks like that, right? But I'm just kind of going, just put it to bed, man. Just put it to bed. Genesis and Dark Fate just didn't do it. Just didn't do it. You try, and they were desperately trying to keep Arnold in the franchise, and I think that's where they had some good ideas to do that. I liked the idea because it was used both in Terminator Genesis and Dark Fate that, yeah, the Terminator still has living flesh over the skeleton, over the robotic skeleton, so the flesh is still going to get old and wither away. And I'm like, that's a cool concept, but you guys are not executing it correctly. You could just do a whole concept of, the Terminator just living amongst people. You could have just had that. There could be a whole movie of just Arnold as an older Terminator living amongst the humans. Not, just trying to live like one of them. You could have just went that direction, and then if something came about where you heard about, oh yeah, there's like an event that's happening where something's coming, and I guess that's what they were trying to toy with too, but they didn't execute that either. They always want to have the concept of the savior of the human race. And, when it came to Dark Fate, they were finally just like, fuck this John Connor shit, and they blew him away, which was dumb. It just that didn't even make sense, but what could he do? Terminator Terminal. I like that title. That's a good title. Let's see. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so here's the last thing. Well, yeah, because it doesn't have to do with... This is actually pretty funny. So the MCU. This kind of shows you right here. If you want to see where we're at when it comes to the superhero genre, again, this is why the superhero genre, well, specifically when it comes to the MCU and just how much... where they're at right now. They were like back in the 2010s, it was just, a Marvel Studios movie came out, it was guaranteed to be huge, and it could literally set off people's careers. Now it's not like that anymore. And this is from Variety right here. A source is from Variety, but check out this quote. A top talent agent says that a client joining the MCU is still crazy, life-changing opportunity, but I don't have as many clients asking to do one as they were 5 years ago. So naturally, when you had actors, everybody wanted to get into a Marvel movie because it was like, holy shit, you get a good paycheck and you have potential to sign a contract to do 7 other more movies, and then it could launch your career. That's not the case anymore. Now you can end up being in a shit sandwich and you'll be in one of the the shitty Marvel movies now. It never used to be like that. There wasn't like a shitty one. I mean, everybody was like, had Thor the Dark World as, oh yeah, that fucking piece of shit. Age of Ultron, you know, it was whatever. But it's still, those movies still made a bunch of money. Now you have little movies that bomb. Now you have movies that bomb in the MCU, which is, you never thought that was going to happen. So I totally believe this guy going like, oh yeah, I mean, he still has talent that wants to be in them because there's still potential for, you know, there's still a potential there. But it's no longer how it was when it came to the MCU. So, I don't know, I just thought that was funny. Just not the same. An A24 movie is probably, yeah, you're right, Arkham. I mean, now people want to be in the artsy-fartsy stuff. A Neon movie or an A24, they want to be in that kind of stuff. I mean, look at Dwayne Johnson. Now he's finally going to be in an A24. So that's what's interesting. All right, that's all the tweets, guys. That's all the tweets. Ugh, good stuff. Terminator geriatric. I know, right? Seriously, the Terminator story ended with Arnold's heroic sacrifice. Yeah, too. But I would even say that Terminator 3 is not bad. But Terminator 3 could have been a lot better. Definitely could have been a lot better. I just thought that ending was great. On Terminator 3, I thought that ending was great. But it had some, they expanded the world a little bit. And then when it came to Salvation I thought was pretty good because they were in the future. It just was, the director kind of sucked, and it was just, I don't know, there was too many things that F that movie up. No. All right. Let's see here. Let's start off. Let's get to them. Let's get to some DCU news, all right? And let's first start off with more Clayface. That's right. Clayface still filming. Sets are still being built outside, at least like when it came to the past week. I don't know how much more they're going to be shooting outside. Probably not too much more. But again, it's just so funny that we're getting a Clayface movie. Not getting a Batman movie first, but a Clayface movie. And we're already getting the DCU Gotham City. And there's just, again, Easter eggs all over the place. Obviously, I talked about on the Vodka stream when it came to that, you know, the Batman logo that was on the dumpster, and everybody's going, it's happening, folks. They're merging. That's not the case, because obviously James Gunn did debunk that. He said, I don't know what that is. I didn't approve it, but I don't see every little thing that comes across, when it comes to set designs and whatever. But of course, naturally, we know for a fact that Robert Pattinson is not joining the DCU. Hopefully, there's always like a part of me that goes, one of these days it's just going to get announced, right? I don't know. But somebody spotted this right here, a little poster, whatchamacallit right here. The Flying Graysons. What? And then people started going, okay, so if you have the Flying Graysons, now that could just be old and it looks old, but then it's kind of interesting because then people started going, wait a minute, does Clayface take place present day? Or is it in the past? That's an interesting one to think about. Yeah. So you see the Flying Graysons. Yes, it looks like a very old little poster right there. But why is it still hung up? If we have a Batman that already has Damian as his Robin, that means Dick Grayson is in his 30s, late 20s, early 30s. So you're talking about this poster is like what? Fucking 18 years old or something like that? I don't know. That's what I was kind of wondering. I'm like, does it take place in present day? I don't know. That's what's interesting. And then, of course, these are all from Chimichanga Prod right here, too, by the way, these set images. So they're building a set right there, and a lot of people are going, what the hell? What is this all about? What's going on right here? Could that be Access Chemicals? I don't know. Or not Access. Jesus Christ. I did one of those things where I'm thinking about Batman 89, where they changed the name from Ace to Access Chemicals. Ace Chemicals, not Access Chemicals. Jesus. God damn it. Tim Burton changing it to Access Chemicals. Ace Chemicals. So some people were thinking that set might be Ace Chemicals, because we do know there were some signs that said Ace Chemicals that were spotted out there too, pointing in that direction. And then when it came to that Gotham City map, it was also on there as well. So very interesting. So yeah, some more interesting Easter eggs. more interesting Easter eggs when it came to Clayface. So that's what you got to do right there. Clayface better be creepy. Ace Hardware. I like that, what you said right there. Make the myth. Oh man, did you guys see the trailer for the next episode of Peacemaker? It starts off with somebody, yeah, with judo guy, judo master with a sniper rifle, and some people are like, Jesus Christ, James Gunn, DC Studios, what are you doing? It's like, Dave, it was the day after. Come on, guys. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, the literal trailer starts off with judo master with a sniper rifle trying to snipe Peacemaker, and it just went like, whoa, shit. And a lot of people, there were people that were upset, of course. That loud side of the fandom, they of course were like, Jesus, James Gunn, really? It's like, shut up. Shut up. Everything was already ready to go. It was literally the day after. Good Lord. God, people, I swear to God. But yeah, it's there. But I mean, at the same time, it's not like, I mean, it does look like, yeah, but I mean, it was just bad timing. And I'm sure they went, what do we do? Well, it's like, it was probably one of those things like, what do we do? I mean, literally, dude. I mean, literally. I mean, it's like, shit. The trailer is just like, oh, like, wow, man. I mean, that's just one of those things where you go, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. But it's okay. I know. And then people are making the correlation that in Suicide Squad, okay, we're not even, it's gross. It's all, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Concept art. You want to see some concept art for Superman? See what, the concept art's always kind of cool to see, because then you go, well, did the concept art meet the expectations of what's on the screen? Usually the concept art looks better. It tends to look better. There's just something about concept art that does tend to look better, because you can do a lot more with it. But then, of course, when you have to translate it to the big screen, it's not going to look as good. But we have some concept art from concept artist Victor Martinez, and he decided to reveal them, and you can recognize some of the shots. So there we have this shot right here. Now, naturally, the shot that we got in the movie, so much better. When you see Superman rise up after that building completely fell after he saved that woman, and you see him rise up, you see his silhouette, looked really cool. Right here, doesn't look as cool. And I think maybe that's what that shot is supposed to be, but hey, pretty sweet. And then you got this right here. Hey, what's up with all the destruction? Oh no, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I love it when I see that on my feed, when people start freaking out. Like, what the fuck? What's with all the destruction, man? I mean, what? People are not going to get it. It's like, shut up. Guys, move on. Move on. We fought those battles about destruction when it came to Man of Steel and everything. We fought those battles a decade ago. Let it go. Just let it go. But yeah, look at all the destruction. Good Lord. So yeah, just showing all that right there. So that's a little bit of it. It's a little bit of it right there. But I'm just like going, when I see like guys just like, man, I mean, I tell you, I mean, some of these guys, I've said it before, I'll say it again, these guys' mindset are stuck in 2016. They are stuck in 2016. They're stuck in 2016 and 2018. Like, they're still trying to fight the battles. And I'm like, I don't need to fight those battles anymore. I was on Twitter fighting those battles, defending Man of Steel and all that kind of stuff back then. I'm not fighting them now. Now I'm defending this Superman movie. I'm just fighting different battles. But anyways. Let's see. All right. Let's start with this right here. Did you guys see this? So I'm peeping DC film news, of course, which I usually do. Yes, friends of those guys. So I just, they do good work, so it makes it a lot easier. But McFarlane multiverse. Oh my God, this is still happening right here. They're still making Batman is always going to sell. Always going to sell. Well, anything DC is always going to sell. I always find it funny, too, because even going back to those guys, like, for Snyderverse being dead, they keep on selling toys. Like, yeah, of course, the toys sell. And yeah, again, I don't say the Snyderverse is dead. It's somewhere out there, but who knows if it's going to ever be reinvigorated again. But it's just, they always use that excuse. But I'm going, okay, but then what's the excuse for this? Because now we have a total multiverse Batman Returns line. There's the Penguin right there. Deluxe theatrical edition. And then, of course, we have Batman with a grappling hook. And we have Catwoman as well. So, yeah, that's what McFarlane does. The multiverse thing. They're always going to do multiverse stuff. I'm waiting for the fucking Nick Cage Superman McFarlane. When is that going to come to be? That's what I'm waiting for. And there'll probably be like a George Reeves one eventually if there hasn't been already. I actually think there's a Max Schreck one as well. Speaking of Peacemaker, let's face it, our new crush, Saul Rodriguez, yeah. She's great. That's a good picture. I'm just saying, Let's hopefully, is she going to show up in Brave and the Bold? Hopefully. Hey, look at that. Clayface is out there. My God. All right, let's talk about this. Okay. All right. Frank Grillo. Now, Frank Grillo was talking with Brandon Davis on the Phase Zero podcast, and he mentioned something that's very interesting. And it's not the first time I think it's been mentioned, but we have him right here talking about it. And I'm kind of like wondering, like, what you guys might think when it comes to what is this possible secret DCU project? Well, here we go.
Waller is a project. Do you know if Rick Flag is going to be in Waller and if that's moving along?
I don't listen. I do know that Rick Flag is in another project that I'm not going to tell you about. And
have you filmed it already?
No. It'll be after I do. I'm about to go shoot a little movie in Ireland with Maria Bakalova.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
her and I are going to do a movie together. Yeah.
Nice.
And then I do Tulsa King season 4, the entire season, and then it's back to DC. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Hey, Waller is a project. Do you know if
Now, a lot of people are saying secret project, but did you hear anything secret about it? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that said there's no word of secret. So then I didn't even think about that when I posted it, and somebody brought up like they don't even say secret in there. I went, oh yeah, they don't. So it possibly could be he might just be talking about Man of Tomorrow. I don't know, but then. Yeah, that kind of makes sense if you think of timelines. If that's shooting in April and he's shooting a movie right now and then doing Tulsa King, that's going to lead up right into Man of Tomorrow. I went, okay, that makes sense. So this whole thing about a secret DCU project, probably that little word was added in by somebody else. So now I'm just kind of going, okay, so it's not going to be something like the Secret Six or anything like that. It's not going to be like that. Or some people are thinking it's not going to be Waller. And I'm like, what's going on with Waller, too? Man, they got to figure that one out because you cannot waste what's her name, for sure. So he totally was wasted his crossbones. He actually talked about that. I'll bring that up, too, when it comes to, he did talk about that. Here, let's bring that up now. Frank Grillo. Because he did talk about that as well. So here we go. Let's listen to this right here. So Frank Grillo, obviously, coming from the MCU into the DCU, obviously he was crossbones. Got a little, they didn't use him a lot. I mean, he showed up in Winter Soldier and he had that awesome scene. Obviously, the infamous, the great elevator scene that came when it came to Winter Soldier, and then of course he showed up at the beginning of Civil War as the full-on crossbones with the scarred face and wearing a costume and everything. But it's just, there was nothing really there. He just kind of whatever and blew himself up. But this is Frank Grillo talking about the difference between the DCU and the MCU.
They tend to be able to, or are more comfortable with, directing on scripts that are not totally complete.
Sure. What?
Right? Which is not uncommon.
That's how Marvel's done it from
the beginning. And by the way,
too.
a lot of scripts, most scripts, as the movie starts to go, it wants what it wants, and you have to make adjustments, right? James, from Creature to Peacemaker and Superman, obviously, everything was done. All the scripts are done in advance, and you don't really need to fudge with it at all. He's really got a clear concept, but he's the boss. So it's not like James has a committee that he needs to answer to, right? It's Peter Safran. Whereas the Russo brothers have a whole bunch of people that, have their hand in the cookie jar. So it's a whole different way of movie making. Now, they're both successful.
I would say
They're both, again, when we look back 50 years, we're going to look at this time and go, well, these guys created this genre.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're all amazing.
Are they? But yeah, so just kind of like saying things that we already knew and what we, always wanted when it comes to the DCU was the fact that there's not too many hands in the cookie jar. It's, Jimmy Gunn's, he's got the scripts ready to go and ready to do this. I mean, we've seen the behind the scenes of Superman where, they'll fuck around a little bit. They'll do some things. They'll work out some lines and try to find the right things. But, I mean, God forbid that they do it like that and actually have completed scripts. And I think that's what Jimmy Gunn's saw when he was over there, that he didn't like the fact that there wasn't completed scripts like that. And yeah, I mean, and Grillo's right. There's a lot of times where, things are being rewritten day of, during the scene. Things are getting rewritten. It's always going to be that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I mean, we got Avengers Doomsday coming out, and we kept hearing that the script wasn't even completed when it came to that. And we're going to be talking about that. But it's very interesting when it comes to all this. I don't know. But, it's just kind of cool to hear him say that and kind of verify that, yes, DCU's trying to be different. Trying to be. Okay. So now, we have the Emmys. Let's see, is that right there? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to make sure I pull up this stuff right here. Make sure I get these videos. But yeah, the Emmys were happening last night, and obviously with Penguin, that was. Let me see. All right, we got the first one right here. Okay, let me do that first one. What the hell? Where's that? Where's that other video? Come on, there it is. All right. So the Emmys were last night, and naturally Penguin was nominated for numerous Emmys, and of course Kristen Miliani, she won for, of course, playing Sophie Falcone, and it was great to see that. She was very excited. She's just been cleaning house because she did a fantastic job. Her character was very well written. She executed. She was perfect, and she was great. And we're all hoping that she was going to show up in the Batman Part 2. Well, looks like she's not. She's not going to show up in the Batman Part 2.
We know that Colin's in it. Are we going to see Kristen Milioti, of course, in this one?
Kristen's not in this one, but that's because we were so deep into the script by the time
What?
of the show. So, but we'll see. I mean, I think she's incredible. What she did in the show is just astonishing, and what Lauren did in creating that character, creating this version of the character, is so special. So it would be really exciting to do something with her. But she's not in this one, in full disclosure, just because we were so far along in the story that it was like, oh, gee, it might upset the apple cart, let's say, given where the story goes and what we were exploring. There are some things where it's like, oh, we'd love to do this, but actually that doesn't fit within where the story goes.
Fair enough. You got to follow the story.
Of course.
Are you still thinking about maybe another season of Penguin or not, but
Oh.
other stories, other TV shows to build out your Batman-verse?
Obviously, the priority at the moment has been getting the movie into prep. We are now in prep, so that is really what the priority's been. But from the beginning, I said that there were certain characters and certain things I wanted to do, and so I'm hoping now that that's in, those conversations will begin again in earnest. If we can find something that we think is truly a story that's better than the first, and we're telling, then we know that Colin would be up for that. But short of that, he's not going to be up. None of us are going to be up for it. Lauren won't be up for it. We won't be up for it. So the answer is, we'd love to do more things, but they have to be things that, first of all, fit within whatever. Obviously, I'm not in control of all the business plans of DC, but I have things that I would love to do. I'll put it to you that way.
I trust in your judgment, Matt. Congratulations on the show. Excited for Batman Part 2. The conversation continues.
The conversation continues. Thank you, Josh Horowitz, for bringing that up. But yes, hearts broken, because that would have been awesome to have. I mean, we don't even know if there was a rumor that Zoe Kravitz is actually not going to be in it too, and it was like, what? But then again, if there's a Batman Part 3, they can return. I mean, who knows? The Zoe Kravitz one was from that certain individual, so who knows when it comes to that. But yeah, so no Sophie Falcone, which, I guess, when it comes to the story, that story was specifically going to be for the Penguin, and that's fine. I get it. There's a whole other story that Matt Reeves and Tomlinson was trying to express and put out there. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's disappointing. Sure, it is. I will admit it very much is. And I'm like, yeah, damn it. But hey, she's cleaned house. She's definitely cleaned house when it comes to winning awards. Colin Farrell didn't win last night, but it's okay. It's okay that he didn't. Now we got Matt Reeves talking about his excitement for the Batman Part 2. That's right, on the Emmys red carpet event, and he was talking with Variety. You know, this one guy that didn't ask him any daddy questions, thank God. But, you know, wanted to ask him about the script, and we get to hear the excitement that Matt Reeves has, and the fact that, oh, yeah, you know, obviously Robert Pattinson. There's actually a funny story when it comes to Robert Pattinson, apparently, when it came to him reading the script, which I'll get to.
Let's talk about that next movie. Yeah. Come on, the script is done. We're all excited. You start shooting March?
Yeah, we start shooting in spring. We'll shoot probably like April, end of April, beginning of May, something like that. But it's been a long journey, and I am so incredibly excited. I'm really, really proud of the script that Mattson and I did, and we've started to share it with Rob. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but Rob,
you could say whatever you want, Matt.
Rob was super excited, and
Rob is super excited.
I really think that. I feel really excited about the idea that it's going to be, that we feel like we can reach farther and do even more than we did in the first one. And I'm really excited to get back together with everybody that we made the movie with, and it's going to be fun. I'm super excited.
Let's talk about that next movie. Yeah. Come on, the script is...
Oh, buddy. Gotta love that, man. Oof. So there's the excitement right there. Robert Pattinson and seeing it. There was actually something that was funny that happened to Robert Pattinson. I don't know if it's true, but I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true, but that, like, you know how, you know, we saw when what's his name was, when Jeffrey Wright was basically, when he got his script, it was locked in like one of those cases. Apparently Robert Pattinson did not know how to open it, which that totally checks out. So he had to have his assistant actually open the thing for him because, you know, Robert Pattinson is a goofball and everything, so... That was just pretty funny, but all right. There's some other things too. Let's see. Let me go right here because I know that some other things were reported when it came to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was fully true. I just remember reading that as well. Yeah, it said right here. I don't know if this is true. Yeah, this was in the Hollywood Reporter. This was this was in the Hollywood Reporter. This definitely was in the Hollywood Reporter. Let's see. Yep. Paging Bruce Wayne, the Batman star Robert Pattinson had issues opening sequel script. No spoilers here, but Matt Reeves said the follow-up delivers, and the things. Okay, so let's continue on right here. No, I don't want the newsletter. Stop. Let's see. Is it going to show me the whole thing? Probably. Long journey. Yes, but exactly. So Benito, who's my assistant, he goes and seeks out a very, very high security pouch that has a code on it that then we have to send separately, Reeves revealed, of the lock gadget. And then Rob was like, I can't open it. I said, I know, there's a code. He opened it, and then he had a FaceTime after. He's like, oh, very excited. So he didn't know how to open it at first. So there was like a whole thing when it came to the code, but then he figured it out. But I guess... the whole assistant thing, I totally misread that. That was actually his assistant. But there was a whole thing like doing that. But he's very excited for it. But yeah, apparently at first he had no idea. He had no idea how to open up that briefcase kind of thing. And I mean, I can understand that. It's just pretty funny. So yeah, that was just something right there where he just did not. And but then he's very excited. So Robert Pattinson, good on it. Let's see, what else we have that there were some talks about. Let's see. There was another thing that he mentioned, let's see. So, also what he told THR, he said, Matt Reeves says the Batman 2 will take Batman's character in an unexpected direction. Controversy! You know that people are not going to, people are going to get... we're going to start seeing people get a little upset when Matt Reeves starts taking Bruce Wayne and Batman in different directions. I mean, there was already people that were not liking some of the things that he was already putting forth when it came to the first one. I thought it was great because it was something original. It was a detective story. I dug it. Being a Batman fan, I really dug it. It was my jam 100%. But the quote right here says, the things that this film does for his character, for Batman and Bruce, I think has never been done before in this way. What the hell? He's gonna turn gay? I don't know what he's planning on. No, but I'm just like going, what is that gonna be? And of course, there's always been that suspicion: is there gonna be a Dick Grayson that's gonna be involved? Is there gonna be something when it comes to that, or is there gonna be something different when it comes to that? I don't know. There's many thoughts of like what could possibly, where can he take the character? He already took the character in a different way just showing him being such a recluse, such an introvert, which essentially that's what Batman and Bruce have always kind of been, but you always had to put that playboy Bruce Wayne out there. You have to put on that act, that other mask that he has to be like the playboy billionaire, the womanizer and everything. He has to do that. He has to put on that act, even though that's not really him. So, and he's already set that up where it's not quite the same that we've seen before, where he was it was already different. So I'm all for it. We'll see what happens. Batman and Throbbing, stop it, Versus Seed. Oi, but yeah, there was that. And I was like thinking, is there any other quotes? I think that was pretty much it when it came to the quotes. Oh no, we got some more. Let's see. Okay, here's another.
Yeah, I don't think.
Here's some of the stuff right here. Let's look at some more of these red carpet interviews. So, more from Matt Reeves.
Yeah, I don't think it's absurd at all, because I think that the fever around, anything in the universe is so high, and you got to protect it, because people would just go.
Yeah. No, I would be. Obviously, because of what the first movie was and what this movie is, which is so much a detective story. The idea of trying to protect the secrets of the movie is super important, because it's a mystery. It's all part of that. So that would be an extra level of heartbreak if that part of it started getting out. But yeah, it's these kind of movies always you kind of want to keep the surprise, so that the fans of the genre and of these movies can have the fun experience that I always loved going to the movies, which was to go and be surprised.
Yeah, go and be surprised. That's what we want. Well, luckily Jeff Schneider is not waging war on Matt Reeves to leak out his movies. And then we got this one right here. Let's hear this. Which one is this one? Let's see. Matt Reeves has the Batman tour. Okay, yeah. This is so funny because, the news, the headline right here when it came to the Twitter account is like, Matt Reeves says the Batman Part 2 is better than the first. What? The shit you say.
And you mentioned you're working on one of the most anticipated projects in all of Hollywood right now with the Batman 2. Anything you can tell us about what we might expect from the sequel?
No.
I had to ask.
No, it's. I'm incredibly excited. It's been a long journey to this point for many reasons. Some personal, some strikes, so lots of different things. But I can say that the reason I'm the most excited is that the reason that it took long, in addition to those reasons, is that we wanted to make sure it was the best it could possibly be, and I really do think that this movie will be better than the last, and showed it to Rob. He feels that way. We're really excited about it, and so I guess I could say that, which is that we're really excited after a long break to be diving in and going back into that world, and I'm really excited to be working with Rob and all of the people that we are going to be making the movie with Dylan Clark, my partner. It's going to be good. It's going to be great.
There you go. Right there. I'm actually surprised. There's nothing, nobody asked, like, did you watch Superman and what'd you think? Nobody asked, like, so is Robert Pattinson going to be... Nobody did that. People, like, maybe they told people, don't ask about the merge. Don't ask about merging universes. We're not doing that. Do not ask. Because it is kind of interesting that I didn't see anything about that. I did not see anything about any kind of ask or anything when it came to the Batman Part 2. So I think they were just like, maybe they were just going, don't even ask them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I always love this shot right here. Sorry, I'm looking at a different, a very, the Batman heavy Twitter. I just always love this shot right here of Pattinson as Batman when you got Officer Martinez trying to stop him and the look that he gives. This is like the best. It's like the best shot of him as Bat. I don't know. There's just something about that shot. I know people have problems with the cowl, but I just think he looks so fucking good right there. Just the way that he looks. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's really much else when it comes to, like I said, oh, there's this right here. Oh, this is right here. The Emmys were happening last night, and of course, some people that were part of the DCU, whether it's an actor or behind the scenes, showed up and they took a picture together. That's right. One of them was Peter Safran. One of them was Mrs. James Gunn, Jennifer Holland, and also Andy Muschietti. Andy Muschietti right there, huh? Because we're all still wondering, is this man going to still be directing Batman Brave and the Bold? That is Side question. That's so up in the air. We were talking about that on the Vodka stream. It's like, does he? And I'm like, the further we get, I just kind of go, I don't know. I just don't know. Is he going to be doing it? I mean, after The Flash, I mean, he showed a very fantastical Batman in The Flash when it came to both Batfleck and Keaton. He showed a fantastical Batman, and it worked. For the most part, it worked. Yeah, did the movie fully work? No, it had its issues, of course. I still enjoyed it, but still, it had its issues. But he did show a pretty fantastical Batman, I should say. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to go with that approach, and then you just add a little smidge of darkness to it, which Andy Muschietti could do it with his horror background. Maybe, just maybe, it could be something pretty damn special. I don't know. That's what's going to be interesting. But it was kind of funny, like, oh, look who's there. Good old Muschietti. But I don't know. Like, it's still very much up in the air. And the further we get, I just kind of go, I don't think this guy's actually going to be doing it. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Like I said, we don't know shit what's going on. And then just wait until we hear that Andy Muschietti is not going to be directing Batman Brave and the Bold, and those chuckleheads and the fucking the loud ones in the Snyder fandom who hate James Gunn are gonna be like, see, look at James Gunn power tripping. He fired Andy Muschietti. I'm like, meanwhile, those fuckers were shitting all over The Flash and still shit on it to this day. It's exactly what's gonna happen because they were shitting all over Black Adam and didn't support Black Adam, even though their Lord and Savior Henry Cavill was in it. They still didn't support it, and now all of a sudden those guys are thinking that was like one of the best CBMs ever. It just shows you the hypocrisy just keeps on showing itself. I'm starting to believe that these guys are just bots. They're just bots. But it's all good. All right. Now let's go on to the next. Avengers Doomsday. Do we have another official look at Doctor Doom? I don't know, because it just seems like there's always something when it comes to Doctor Doom. There's a couple things that came out, but then it's like, oh, who knows what's real, what's not. But I mean, okay, so first off, apparently from just information that's out there, when it comes to Doctor Doom, this is what we can expect. He's a master. He's a master of advanced science. That's one thing. Skilled in powerful magic, able to cause a crisis that threatens the entire universe, which that makes sense. So there was a couple things. There was this right here. This little like hologram display that was happening. Where is this at? I don't even know where the frick this is at. Let me go to Avengers updates. Okay, this is in Shanghai at the Walt Disney Studios Marketing Expo, and this is what we saw right here. I mean, looks pretty cool. You get his hand. Anyone? Anything else? That was it. There's more. Oh yeah, there is more. I was like, wait, there is more, right? It's pretty sweet though, like the fact that it is a hologram. So is that what he's gonna look like? I mean, they're playing the freaking copyright, they're playing the freaking Avengers theme. But it's like, is this what he's going to look like? Are they actually kind of hinting on what Robert Downey Jr. is going to look like? But a lot of people were also kind of going, well, if you look at the mask, it doesn't quite look like the mask that was in Fantastic Four. We don't have to watch this whole thing, but I mean, it is pretty sweet that they could do this kind of stuff too. But yeah, just basically showing a bunch of Doctor Doom kind of things, mainly his hands. That's pretty sweet. And then showing the Avengers, yeah. So I mean, there was that right there, and then people were spotted this little poster right here, basically standee, whatever the hell. So we have this right here too, that was also spotted out there. So is that what he's going to look like? Possibly. Who knows? I actually got a closer image, much more clear. But that's not. But yes, again, that's not really what the mask looked like. But then again, who knows? Maybe we'll get upgraded armor. I don't know. Can we tell that's Robert Downey Jr.'s eyes? Possibly. But it looks cool. This armor looks really freaking cool. I will say that. And hopefully it does look like that, because that'll freaking rule. It's just, I'm still just kind of going, man, but Robert Downey Jr., I love the guy, but I'm just going, is this going to work? And it probably will. That's the thing. It's intriguing. I keep on saying it's intriguing. But that's pretty sweet. So at least there's that. But it's just somebody pointed out that doesn't quite look like, and they were doing comparison, doesn't quite look like the mask you see in Fantastic Four. But then again, he might have numerous masks. What if he has a mask for, just casual, let's just go out to the club. Hey, I got a mask for the club. All right. I'm going to go to the play and sit there and have a mask for that. And then he has a mask for when he takes on the Avengers. Then he has to have a better mask and, a thicker one, and one that's a little bit more armory, because he's facing his foes. So maybe that's why the mask looks different or something. I don't know. And then now we have James Marsden. Oops, let's see, where's it at? Did a little too much searching. There it is. James Marsden, he got asked at the Emmys last night when it came to the red carpet. He got asked about returning as Cyclops about 20 years later and how it felt and everything. So here's what he had to say on the red carpet.
What's it like walking on the set of an Avengers movie these days?
25 years later? Yeah, it's different. Well, I guess 20 years later. It's exciting. I mean, you can feel that it's something special. You can feel the world is ready for this movie and these worlds to kind of collide. And so,
did you ever think you'd be back 20 years later?
I thought there was a chance, but I think once 10 years passed and then 20 years passed, it was like, well, that was a nice idea. But now, I guess they're just waiting for us all to get a little gray in the hair and long in the tooth to bring us back. So
MCU is the gray CU, the gray CU. Yes.
There you go. Nicely done.
What's it like?
See, that's better than saying, how would it feel to call Leonardo DiCaprio daddy? At least he came up with a good one right there with the great CU. What's his name from Variety? Sorry. If you guys remember, the Variety wiped that video. They tried to wipe that video from the internet from last week. Anyways, that's besides the point. So yeah, he's excited, but it just kind of makes you wonder, how much are they in it? Hopefully, it's not just a scene. That's what I'm worried about, that it's going to be a quick scene, not going to be, it's just going to be, hey, there they are, and bah, there it is. But is it just they're just going to wipe out that universe? Is it going to be completely like, okay, that universe is gone, retired, no more Fox universe? Who knows? But it was just kind of like, okay, but he seems like he's pretty excited. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to think. It just sucks because he's so good. James Marsden, he gets cast as like so many other like CBM characters because everybody always felt like he got the he didn't get what he should have. He wasn't as Cyclops enough. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain because it always felt like, obviously there was always like the back and forth between Wolverine and him, of course, when it came to Jean. And then when it came to, obviously X2 was the best of those movies right there. And then, of course, when she died and everything. But then the third one, he didn't really have much to do. He was just depressed. And then he showed up where she was at and then fucking basically got killed. And that was it. So, I don't know. I hope he has a moment. I hope that James Marsden has a Cyclops moment that's going to be, yeah, man. It's going to be it's just going to be one of those moments where everybody's just going to, just people like, finally. That's right. Cyclops having his moment. A big moment. He had other moments, though, and stuff, so, yeah. So, let's hope. I hope. He's 51. That motherfucker does not look 51. Jesus. The hell? What is he, rubbing placenta on his face? I don't know. Like, geez, yeah, he does not look like he's 51. I know. It's like, I thought he was like maybe in his mid-40s. But even then, it's like he looks like he's like 37 right there. He looks like he's like 37. Anyways. Yeah, he's turned 52. That is crazy. But that's it. That's it right there when it comes to Avengers Doomsday. That's the update right there. Oh, yeah. And then Daniel RPK, Mr. Scooper Pants, he basically said that So obviously take it with a grain of salt because who knows, anything that's going on when it comes to this movie. But according to Daniel RPK, Mr. Scooper, Mr. Super Scooper, I guess, I don't know. I'm okay with him as opposed to some of the other Scoopers, even though like he doesn't get everything right, as I always say. But he said that Avengers Doomsday is actually wrapping up this week. They're wrapping up production this week for Avengers Doomsday. So you know what that means, guys. The script will be finally done by Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, that's a good thing. It's good. Finally, the script will be done for Avengers Doomsday. Thank God. I'm sure the Russo brothers are like, Jace, you'll finally get this script done. My God. Actually, the script probably won't be done till next year when they do reshoots. All right. You gotta make those jabs, right? Because it's true. What could he do? All right, let's move on to the box office. Who went to the movies this weekend? I did. But, of course, naturally, let's see. The movie I saw didn't even make the top 5. Oh, no, it made the top 5. There we go. So, all right. So the box office, and again, it's so funny when like these, animated movies, these anime movies, I guess this is an anime movie, these movies, you put them in September, October, you put them in like these certain months, they absolutely kill. And sure enough, the whole Demon Slayer thing, where that guy would like ended up, throwing piss on a child. Demon Slayer, I'm not even gonna say the rest of it. Demon Slayer made $70.6 million. Domestic. Good on Sony for having a winner. But I mean, my God, man. Yeah, it's an anime. And look at that, $353.5 million opening weekend. That's crazy. It just shows you how these movies. This movie is 2 hours and 35 minutes. People always complain about run times with live action movies. Apparently, they don't give a shit when it comes to these anime movies. That's so crazy. But hey, what could he do? That's just, no matter what, anime is always dominated. And then, of course, The Conjuring Last Rites, look at where that's at. I mean, this movie's like kicking ass, but it didn't make as much as, it's so crazy. But yeah, Conjuring Last Rites sits comfortably at $332.7 million. It cost $55 million to make. Remember reading that. $55 million, it's already making fucking profits. Warner Brothers making profits. Then you got Downton Abbey, which did a pretty good opening. I mean, there is a culture. There's a culture when it comes to this franchise. It's like 6 seasons, 3 movies. There's a whole culture out there that love this fucking franchise. And this is the grand finale. This is the end game. This is the end game for it, but it made 30.4 worldwide. I'm sure that number will probably even grow a little bit. Who knows? And then The Long Walk, which I saw, didn't quite make a splash. I thought it was going to make a bigger splash than it did. My theater was pretty fucking packed, but it was a small theater, so 11.7, no international. So very interesting. This movie was made, I think I read, it was made for $6 million, $7 million. It was very cheap. So it's already close to like doubling. I think it was like $5 million. I should look that up. And then Toy Story re-release, had no idea this was happening, but that made $5.2 million. I forgot that it was anniversaries are all happening. And then, of course, Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap 2 is going to be one of those that I see on streaming or something. I enjoyed the first one, but I wasn't planning on seeing it in the theaters. Sound of Music, 60th anniversary. I don't even know. Toy Story just says 2025 re-release. I don't know why. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure it was, I saw that The Long Walk. The Long Walk. Let's see. Oh, it's 20 million. Why did I think it was like 5 million? Never mind. It's 20 million. I thought I read something that was way low, but I'm totally wrong with that. Apparently, according to Google, it was $20 million. So 11. So it's got, if it wants to start really like kicking some ass, and which I think it might. I think it's gonna find an audience. Man, I totally cheesed up that one, but hey, it happens. It definitely happens. All right, let's move on to some movie trailers, guys. You guys been watching some movie trailers lately? Well, we have one that showed up today. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam, will it be? Charlie Hunnam, will it be? If you know, you know. If you remember that whole thing when it came to Charlie Hunnam, will it be? Just look it up. You can find it on Twitter. It's pretty funny. But, you know, the monster, the Ed Gein story, Jesus Christ, they released a full trailer. I don't even know if I could show it. Because, like, there's, like, a moment where he's, like, naked. He's, like, standing there butt naked. But then again, he's covering his junk. But, my God. But, you know, you just never know with YouTube sometimes. But we don't have to watch the full trailer. But, I mean, it is, like, looks like it's shot well. And oh, there he is. But, yeah, I mean, oops, wrong thing. But look at this right here.
I've always been the one to blame for everything I long to do.
He looks creepy as fuck, too.
Is this okay?
The way he sounds. That's okay. That's him dancing around in a dress. That's creepy.
I just feel like I'm a puzzle, and none of the pieces fit.
What did you do?
You're the one who can't look away.
Jesus. Even that voice. Oh. Wow. It's very creepy. Very creepy. And I'm like going, okay, Charlie Hunnam's like kind of, he's about to show some people like, hey, I know some people think I can't act. Because I've heard that. A lot of people go like, he can't act. He has problems with his accent. Seems like he freaking delved into some dark fucking shit when it came to this. Holy Lord. But I'm looking forward to it. It's funny because one of my friends, she loves Charlie Hunnam, of course. And, you know, for reasons, especially like how he looks. And of course she was a big fan of Sons of Anarchy, but man, she's like, oh man, this is gonna kill me. I'll have to watch like something else because I can't. He looks so weird. It's so this and so that. But Charlie Hunnam, I still want him as Green Arrow as well. I've always said that was perfect. I always felt that he just had the look of Oliver, you know, with everything. I thought he could be just a bad. He has, you know, he's already got the superhero bod. He doesn't have to do much, and I thought he would be a perfect Green Arrow. Oh boy, The Witcher. I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I'm actually going to be a reaction. But of course, a lot of people were talking about this yesterday when it came to The Witcher. Obviously, this is no Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is, of course, not in this season and was replaced by Liam Hemsworth, which a lot of people went, what? Liam Hemsworth, but it is kind of funny. But when you do a side to side with both of them, they actually did a pretty good job when it comes to at least like this look right here. I mean, obviously you could tell that they're different, and obviously, you know, Cavill's broader. He's got broader shoulders, but I went at least like when it came to a side to side. At least what I saw, I was like, it doesn't look that much. But I haven't watched the trailer. Then again, I didn't watch season 3. I watched the first 2 seasons. But maybe I'm going to have to watch that last season with Cavill. But here we go.
It's a wraith. Stand back. With these words, your mortal shall.
See, I already don't like it.
Shall meet my fate in fiery hell.
And once he opens his mouth, I'm like, I don't like it. Fatality. Okay. Again, he doesn't look bad. This, but then he opens his mouth and I'm like, nah, no, that's just weird. And then I saw some of you guys say in the chat that, you know, because obviously he's baby brother to Thor, Mr. Chris Hemsworth, so you hear that voice because they do have a similar voice. And they're like, yeah, we can't get your brother because obviously he would be a good choice to be that, you know, because he just, you know, fits that. But of course, we're not going to get Thor to play in The Witcher, of course. But so let's get the brother. And yeah, I don't know. I still have to watch season 3. It just looks pretty interesting. I don't know. We'll see how. I'm wondering how people are going to take this season. You know, diehard fans and everything. I'm just kind of wondering how people are going to react. And so far, I have not seen people really react very well to this little change. People are just going, this ain't it. And that's the thing. That's the risk you take. That is the risk you take when you replace the lead actor. I mean, that's like replacing a lead singer. You know, especially after 3 seasons, you have one guy, and then you try to replace him, and hopefully that nobody really notices, you know. Everybody's going to notice. It's just too hard to do that. All right. What do we got here? All right, let's go to some Twitter questions right now. I haven't watched this show at all. Yeah, if fantasy sword fighting stuff is not your bag, you know, discount Hemsworth, yeah. I'm not really into that stuff, too. That's why I didn't. I watched it the first 2 seasons, and then I'm like, it's not my bag, you know, but what can you do? All right, let's go over some questions. We got Eric right here asking on Twitter, hey, Dave, people panicking over the Batman Part D doing something in a new way. You need to remember everything about Bruce in the first movie was a new spin. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, yeah, he wrote him very different, which a lot of people didn't like. But a lot of people kind of, you know, but there was a lot of people that did like it because it was something different. It's almost like James Gunn and Matt Reeves are trying to do something different with DC's most popular characters. Plus, of all the live action takes on Batman, Reeves' film has the budget focus on detective side of things. So yeah, don't panic. Don't panic. That's what I'm thinking. Res97. I hope we see another Batman Rogues Gallery villain have their own series in Matt Reeves' Batman universe. Someone like Harvey Dent or Thomas Elliott makes kind of sense. Thoughts? Yeah, I always thought that too. I thought maybe a Scarecrow, you know, a Dr. Crane series would work in Matt Reeves' world as well. That'd be pretty sweet. I always thought. I originally thought that would be kind of cool if they did, like, you know, what they did with the Joker, what Todd Phillips did with the Joker. Maybe they could do like a Crane movie, but I think that could easily even fit in Matt Reeves' world as well. But then again, who knows if he'd want to do something like that, but hey. I like where your head's at. Darkness Under the Wind. Question 1, with Reeves revealing Sophia will not be in the Batman Part 2. Do you think she's not gonna be in it because he has something big planned for? Yeah, I think that, like you said, they were just already writing the story and they were focusing on this story when it came to Batman. But I think now that they've seen like the fact that she's won these awards, everybody loved her character, she's got to come back. I mean, if they're going to be doing another Penguin or they're going to be doing Batman Part 3, they got to bring her back. I don't see how they don't bring her back. Question 2, should Gunn take a break from writing and directing after Man of Tomorrow releases and for a while focus on greenlighting projects in the DCU? Yeah, you could tell me that. You can totally say that, but James Gunn ain't going to fucking stop. He admits that he's a workaholic, that he just can't stop. So I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think he's going to be able to stop. He probably should, but he's not going to. Ryan, guy in AMC Theater, Migs Wannabe. Migs Wannabe? I'm not quite sure what that means. Migs Wannabe? Is that, I don't know what you're referring to. What Migs? I'm totally blanking. It's probably something I should know. So I apologize for that. Ryan? Devin Wooter, hey Dave, I just watched the trailer for Monster, the Ed Gein story from Netflix. Jesus Christ, that trailer really scared me. Do you think people will be confused seeing Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom because he played Iron Man? I think some older people might be. I think most people will be okay with it. Do you think Avengers Doomsday will reach $1 billion? Yes, I do. I think that definitely has a chance to make $1 billion. Spider-Man, same thing. That's the thing. It's this year, thankfully DC won a year. Take it. I mean, I get it. 3 projects, not that strong. Fantastic Four, though, I kept hearing Fantastic Four was going to blow Superman out of the water. I kept getting told by these guys in my mentions, that had similar banners in their Twitter handles, that fucking Fantastic Four was just going to blow it out of the water. And here we are. Didn't happen, which was so funny. I love the fact that they got to eat crow, even though they just didn't, all they did was just not stop talking about Superman, which is the obsessiveness of those guys. But next year not going to be like that. I hope Supergirl ends up being a sleeper hit, because a lot of people are going, is it really going to be? People are going to gravitate towards Supergirl? I think there's a good chance that they do. I think I have a good feeling about it. Clayface, on the other hand, if the budget is what was originally reported, who knows? That it was supposed to be about 50, 60, maybe as most $70 million budget, is not going to have to do as much, at the box office to pull in the profits. So that's what's going to be interesting about that one. Low budget means it doesn't have to make, where people are going to be moving the goalposts like crazy. Thankfully, next year, we're not going to have the bullshit of people comparing it to Man of Steel. And doing the numbers game, doing the inflation game, doing all that stuff. I mean, you saw my video, or you saw my topic last week when I pulled up that video from Dan Morell, who compared the box offices, and spoiler alert, they both are successful in their ways. So, it was just, luckily we're not going to be getting stuff like that. I don't think when it comes to the discourse out there, the only ones they're going to go hard on, that sounded weird. They're going to go hard on when it comes to Supergirl. They want that one probably to fail, even though James Gunn is not writing and directing it, but they still probably want it to fail at least. Well, they want it all to fail. But Clayface, if it's true that it's going to be made for about $60 million, I think if it breaks $300 million, it's just good. It's good. It'll be grand, way grand. I know. I shouldn't have said that. But what could he do? Yeah. Anyways, good to see you, Axel. Good luck on your job interview. All right, and that's pretty much it. All right, I think that's all I got when it comes to all this stuff, guys. Appreciate you spending some time with me. Much appreciated. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do, and want to support the channel. Like I said, I'll be posting a video talking about doing a post show, talking a little bit more. So if you're part of the Patreon, look forward to that tonight. If you want to join it, support the channel. You do it for $1 if you wanted to. But yeah, much appreciated. Like I said, I'm thinking about bringing back that Sunday evening podcast where I just talk not just about movie stuff, but talk about other stuff. I used to do that. It was kind of cool. So I don't know. I've been wanting to bring that back, so I might start bringing back that Sunday podcast. Maybe I'll do the Sunday morning hangover podcast or something like that over there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But all right, guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good Tuesday, and yeah, I don't know what else. It was go Giants. Gonna watch that game. So all right, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later.